Not all nuts are your friends, especially after 60. Some of the most popular ones could be messing with your heart, joints, and even your blood sugar without you realizing it. Sneaky, right? From hidden oils to sugar bombs in disguise, these are the top 5 worst nuts seniors should think twice about. Stick around, because after this, we're diving into the top 5 best nuts that actually help you age in reverse. Let's get into it. 1. Peanuts. Okay, so here's the deal. Peanuts might look like an easy snack, but when you're over 65, they could be doing more harm than good. First off, peanuts are full of omega-6 fatty acids, and while you've probably heard that fats are good for you, it's all about balance. Too many omega-6s can actually cause inflammation in your body, and inflammation is one of those things that really speeds up aging. It's linked to pretty much everything you don't want as you get older: heart disease, arthritis, even Alzheimer's. In fact, studies show that inflammation is a huge factor in making you more likely to develop cardiovascular problems as you age, with some studies suggesting a 50% increased risk. Ouch, right? Now think about your digestive system for a second. As you age, things don't always work like they used to. Your gut gets a little slower, a little more picky. Peanuts, being legumes, are not the easiest on the stomach. They can give you bloating, gas, and a whole lot of discomfort. The last thing you want when you're trying to enjoy a snack is feeling miserable afterward, right? And here's something you probably didn't know. Peanuts are often contaminated with this mold called aflatoxin. Sounds scary, doesn't it? Well, it should be. This mold has been linked to liver damage and even cancer. It's a sneaky little thing because you can't see it, but it's there, and it's making peanuts a bigger health risk than you might think, especially when your liver isn't as quick to recover as it used to be. You're looking at a 5 to 10% increased risk of liver issues with long-term exposure to aflatoxin. Not exactly the kind of snack you want when you're aiming for longevity, right? So yeah, peanuts might seem like a quick, easy grab, but when you're looking to boost your health and keep things running smoothly, they're probably not your best option. If you're after a snack that'll help you feel good, keep inflammation in check, and avoid digestive issues, there are better nuts out there. Think almonds, walnuts, or pistachios. These nuts have healthy fats, antioxidants, and all the good stuff you want as you age. And hey, eating walnuts just 3 to 4 times a week could actually lower your risk of heart disease by up to 30%. Now that's more like it. So next time you reach for a snack, maybe skip the peanuts and go for something that's really going to work for your health. 2. Cashews. All right, let's break down cashews. These little nuts might seem like a simple, tasty treat, but for seniors, they come with a few things to keep in mind. First off, they're packed with magnesium, which is super important as we age. Magnesium helps keep your muscles working right, your bones strong, and your blood pressure in check. It's one of those minerals that support overall health, helping you stay mobile and sharp. So far, so good, right? But here's where it gets tricky. Cashews are often sold salted, and while that might make them extra tasty, too much salt isn't your friend. It can raise your blood pressure, and high blood pressure is something to avoid as we get older. It increases the risk of heart disease and stroke. Just 1 ounce of salted cashews can give you around 200 milligrams of sodium, which adds up quickly if you're not paying attention to your daily sodium intake. And while we're talking about carbs, cashews aren't as low carb as other nuts. For seniors keeping an eye on their blood sugar or managing their weight, cashews can sneak in more carbs than you might think. It's easy to munch through a handful without realizing how quickly those carbs are adding up. For those managing diabetes or trying to keep weight in check, it's something to consider when picking snacks. But here's the good part. Cashews are loaded with copper, which is fantastic for keeping your bones strong and your immune system up and running. Copper also helps your body use iron and make red blood cells, which becomes more important as we age and our bodies start to struggle with those tasks. Plus, that copper is great for brain health and keeping things sharp as you age. So while cashews are a solid option for energy and boosting health, just be mindful of how you're eating them. 3. Pine nuts. Let's talk pine nuts. These tiny, crunchy little guys are often overlooked, but they're actually packing a punch when it comes to health, especially for seniors. First off, Pine nuts are a fantastic source of healthy fats, especially monounsaturated fats, which are great for heart health. As we age, keeping your heart in top shape becomes more important than ever, and those heart-healthy fats can help keep cholesterol levels in check and reduce the risk of heart disease. Pine nuts are also rich in vitamin K, which is key for bone health. They help your body absorb calcium and strengthen bones. Definitely something you want to support as you get older to avoid brittle bones or osteoporosis. But here's the twist. While pine nuts are a great source of nutrients, they can be a bit high in calories compared to other nuts. A small serving, around 1 ounce of pine nuts, has about 190 calories. So if you're snacking throughout the day or not paying attention to portions, those calories can add up quickly. For seniors keeping an eye on weight or those looking to maintain a healthy balance, portion control is key here. Another thing to be cautious about, pine nuts can sometimes cause something called pine nut syndrome, which sounds a bit strange but is actually a real thing. It's a temporary bitter taste in your mouth that can last for a couple of days. While it's not harmful, it's definitely something that can put a damper on your snack game. And it's more common with certain batches of pine nuts. But on the bright side, pine nuts are also rich in antioxidants, which are like little superheroes that help protect your cells from damage. As we age, the battle against free radicals, those pesky molecules that contribute to aging and disease, becomes more important, and antioxidants help slow that process down. Pine nuts are also a good source of zinc, which supports immune function and can help with the healing process, especially as you get older and your body's recovery time takes a little longer. So pine nuts are definitely worth including in your diet, but remember, like all good things, moderation is key. They're packed with nutrients, but they're also a high-calorie snack, so keep an eye on portions and avoid the pine nut syndrome. When eaten in the right amounts, they can be a great addition to your anti-aging, longevity-boosting snack game. 4. Flavored or honey-roasted nuts. All right, let's dive into the world of flavored and honey-roasted nuts. Sounds tasty, right? But hold up, before you grab that sweet and salty mix, let's break down what's really going on with these snacks, especially when it comes to senior health. First off, the flavoring process isn't always kind to these nuts. The honey and sugar that coat them, they're adding a whole lot of extra calories and sugars that your body doesn't really need, especially as you age. Too much sugar can lead to spikes in blood sugar levels, and for seniors, that means an increased risk of diabetes, weight gain, and heart disease. Plus, these extra sugars can contribute to that dreaded inflammation, which is a huge factor in speeding up the aging process. And we don't want that, right? According to the CDC, high sugar intake has been linked to a 30% higher risk of heart disease in adults over 60. Now, it's not just the sugar that's the problem. When nuts are flavored, they're often also loaded with added salt. You know, that perfect combo of sweet and salty. But too much salt is a big red flag for seniors. It can raise blood pressure, and as we age, our blood pressure regulation isn't as sharp as it used to be. That's a direct pathway to heart disease, kidney problems, and even stroke. A single serving of honey-roasted nuts can have up to 250 milligrams of sodium or more, which adds up quickly if you're not careful. Experts recommend seniors limit sodium intake to 1,500 milligrams a day to keep their heart healthy. So it's easy to see how those flavored snacks can put you over the top. And don't get me started on the unhealthy oils used in the roasting process. A lot of flavored nuts are roasted in oils that are high in omega-6 fatty acids, which, as we talked about before, can promote inflammation when consumed in excess. Inflammation is a major player in aging and the development of chronic diseases like arthritis and heart disease. On top of all that, the nutritional benefits of the nuts themselves, whether it's healthy fats, fiber, or vitamins, get a little bit buried under all the added sugars and salts. While you might still get some good stuff from the nuts themselves, the extra flavoring often means you're not getting the full benefit of the healthy fats and antioxidants that come with eating them raw or lightly roasted. So if you're after longevity and staying in top shape as you age, it's probably a good idea to skip the flavored and honey-roasted versions. Stick to raw or dry-roasted nuts, and if you want a little sweetness, consider adding a drizzle of honey yourself. This way, you control how much sugar gets added and you keep the benefits of the nuts intact. Keep the salt and sugar in check, and you'll be doing your body a big favor, boosting your health and preserving that youthful energy. 5. Mixed party nuts with added oils. Let's talk about those party mixed nuts that seem to show up at every gathering. What's the deal with those, especially for seniors? Well, they're not as innocent as they might seem. These snack mixes usually come with added oils, and while it might make the nuts crispier and tastier, it's not exactly doing your body any favors, particularly as you age. Here's the twist. Many of these mixed nuts are roasted in oils that are high in omega-6 fatty acids. Now, omega-6 isn't inherently bad for you, but here's the thing. The modern diet already tends to have too much omega-6 and not enough omega-3s. This imbalance can promote inflammation, which is like throwing gasoline on the aging fire. Chronic inflammation is linked to a ton of age-related diseases, including arthritis, heart disease, and even Alzheimer's. For seniors, keeping inflammation in check is crucial for staying healthy and mobile, so eating foods that contribute to it is something to watch out for. Then there's the issue of added salt. Party nuts are usually salted to make them more addictive. They've got that perfect salty, crunchy thing going on. But as we age, salt can become a major problem. Too much sodium can lead to high blood pressure, and that opens the door to a whole host of cardiovascular issues. Just a small handful of mixed nuts can pack in up to 200 to 300 milligrams of sodium, and if you're eating them without thinking, that adds up fast. Seniors are already at higher risk of high blood pressure, so keeping sodium levels in check is key to maintaining heart health. And let's not forget about the portion sizes. Party nuts tend to come in larger bags, which means they're easy to overeat. You know how it goes. One handful turns into two, then three. Before you know it, you've eaten far more calories than you intended, all from added oils and salt that don't really contribute anything positive to your health. The problem with added oils is that they can also make these nuts less heart healthy than you might think. The oils used in roasting, often vegetable or canola oil, are not exactly loaded with the beneficial fats you get from things like olive oil or nuts roasted in healthier ways. These oils can contribute to unhealthy fats in your diet, increasing your cholesterol levels and putting additional strain on your heart. So while those mixed nuts might be a convenient snack, they're not exactly doing you any favors if you're looking to boost your health or longevity. If you're craving nuts, opt for the unsalted, dry roasted versions instead. Nuts can be a great snack for seniors, packed with healthy fats, protein, fiber, and essential vitamins and minerals. But not all nuts are created equal. So let's talk about the top 5 best options for seniors who want to stay sharp, strong, and energized. 1. Walnuts. These little guys are seriously heart healthy. Walnuts are loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, which are essential for brain health and reducing inflammation. In fact, a study showed that regular walnut consumption can help improve cognitive function in older adults. Walnuts also support heart health by lowering bad cholesterol, LDL, and reducing the risk of cardiovascular disease. They're also packed with antioxidants, helping to protect your cells from oxidative stress. A handful of walnuts is like a power-up for your brain and heart. 2. Almonds. Almonds are a classic for a reason. Great for your bones and your waistline. They're rich in calcium, which is crucial for maintaining strong bones as you age, and magnesium, which helps support muscle and nerve function. Almonds are also a great source of vitamin E, an antioxidant that's awesome for skin health and combating the aging process. Plus, the fiber in almonds is fantastic for digestion and keeping cholesterol in check. Grab a handful of almonds and you're not only supporting your bones but your heart and digestion too. 3. Brazil nuts. If you want to boost in immunity, Brazil nuts are your go-to. They're packed with selenium, a powerful antioxidant that helps support immune function and protects your body from oxidative damage. Just one Brazil nut gives you 137% of your daily selenium needs, which is amazing for seniors. Selenium has also been linked to improved thyroid function and may even play a role in preventing certain cancers. Plus, Brazil nuts are rich in healthy fats, keeping you full and satisfied with just a small portion. 4. Pistachios. Pistachios are like the fun snack of the nut world, small, crunchy, and delicious. But they're also loaded with healthy fats, protein, and fiber, making them a great option for maintaining a healthy weight. Pistachios have been shown to help lower cholesterol levels and reduce blood pressure, both key factors in heart health. The high fiber content is great for digestion, and the antioxidants in pistachios help combat the effects of aging by reducing inflammation. Toss a few into a salad or snack on them throughout the day for a nutrient-packed boost. 5. Cashews. Cashews are not only delicious, but also packed with copper, which is essential for bone health and the formation of red blood cells. They're also a good source of magnesium, which supports muscle function and helps keep your bones strong. Cashews are lower in fat than some other nuts, which makes them a great choice if you're watching your calorie intake. Plus, they're versatile. Use them in cooking, sprinkle them on salads, or enjoy them as a snack. Their creamy texture also makes them a great addition to smoothies or dairy-free recipes. So if you're looking to stay sharp, maintain strong bones, and keep your heart in top shape, make sure to include these top 5 nuts in your diet. They're not just tasty, they're a delicious way to support your health and longevity as you age. If this helped you rethink your snack game, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Your walking buddy, your sister, or even that friend who lives off trail mix. Your health is in your hands, and the right info can make all the difference. Stick with us for more tips on aging strong, living long, and feeling your best every single day. See you in the next one.